You will fight in the battle that ends 100 years of war. Your position will be perfect. Your numbers will be greater. Your high ground will be unmatched. You will lose before noon. No enemy will beat you. You don't know that yet. Level 1. The Gray Morning. You are 23 years old. Sekigahara Valley. October 21st, 1600. The fog has not lifted. You have not slept. Your hands smell of oiled steel and cold rice. Somewhere in this fog, 160,000 men are breathing. You cannot see 10 of them. By midday, the next 250 years of your country will be decided here. In this mud, before midday. Hold one thing as you go down the slope. Your side has more banners. Your side holds the hills. Your side is built to win this morning. There is one thing wrong. Not the fog. Something underneath the fog. The mountain to your right. 15,000 men sit up there. Sworn to your side. And they are too still. Too quiet. Too early for that kind of quiet. You tell yourself it is the fog. You tell yourself they are waiting for the signal. You are not wrong about the feeling. Level 2. The 100-year wound. For 100 years this country has eaten itself. Province against province. Father against son. No one alive remembers peace. This morning 2 men want to end it. And own it. One sits on a folding stool behind the eastern line. Fat. Patient. Almost 60. He has waited his entire life for a morning like this. His name is Tokugawa Ieyasu. The other you have sworn to die for. He is not a great general. He counts rice and keeps lists. And the proud lords resent kneeling to a man better with an abacus than a blade. His name is Ishida Mitsunari. Somewhere in your own lines right now. A man has already decided this morning's result. He decided it before he arrived. He is close enough that you might have shared a fire last night. You cannot see his face. Level 3. The perfect trap. Look at the ground you hold. Even blind in the fog. Your army wraps around the valley like a closing hand. The enemy is in the low center. They're inside the jaws. Years from now, a foreign officer will study this map and say a child could win from your position. He will be right. But the mountain to your right is still wrong. Mount Matsuo. 15,600 men. Sworn to your side. And they have not moved. You know the signal. When the guns start, the mountain closes. That has always been the plan. There is one man on your side who decided 3 nights ago that the plan was not for him. He is up there now. The only person who has guessed the truth cannot walk, cannot ride, and cannot see. Level 4. The blind man's back. One general on your side is already dying before the battle gets the chance to kill him. His skin is wrong. His eyes have failed. He rides in a covered litter because he cannot see. And the men whisper that his sickness has no name they dare say aloud. His name is Otani Yoshitsugu. He said something to Ishida the night before the march. The other lords were nearby. Some laughed. Asterisk. Mitsunari dono. Anata ni wa takiga asugiru. Mitsunari, you have too many enemies. Then he did something the healthy lords found strange. He positioned part of his men with their backs to the enemy. Facing the mountain, facing your own side. Why guard against a friend? They laughed. The blind man said nothing more. He arranged his men in the direction no one else would look. And he waited for a morning he could not see. He is the only person in this valley who knows what is underneath it. You will not find out until it is too late. Level 5. The first smoke. 8 in the morning. The fog tears open. Then the matchlocks open across the whole valley. Sulfur. Scorched cloth. Wet powder on the wind. A captain lifts his blade and the line moves forward and you go with it. Down into the noise. With men you have trained beside for months. For 1 hour. It works. The eastern line bends. Your spears find the gaps. The man beside you laughs through his teeth because you are winning. You are actually winning this morning. But the mountain is still. You catch yourself looking up there between the charges. 15,000 men. No movement. The signal has sounded. The guns are going. The hand should be closing. You keep fighting. You cannot think about the mountain now. The mountain is not thinking about you either. Level 6. The gallery. There is a second mountain. Behind the enemy. The largest force still loyal to your side sits up there. Thousands of fresh men who could fall on Tokugawa's unguarded back and end this in an hour. They are not moving either. Their commander watches from the ridge and does not give the order. He does not look at the battle. He looks at something else. Something none of his men can read in his face. Count them. 2 mountains. 2 armies that could turn this. Both watching. Both still. In the valley you are fighting with everything you have. Men are dying. Ground is moving. And on 2 separate mountains. 2 separate calculations are being made. And neither calculation is about your battle. You are winning on the valley floor. The men on the hills are sitting in the sun. Both things are true. They cannot both stay true for long. Level 7. The truest fight. Here is something you will never know. And it is the worst thing in this story. You are fighting the truest battle anyone fought today. Not a performance. Not a calculation. You are in the mud with men you trust. Doing the one thing you trained for. And you are good at it. The ground you take is real. The men you shield are real. When the man beside you goes down and you close the gap and hold the line. That is as honest as anything that happened in this valley today. No song will be written about it. History will remember 6 men from Sekigahara. You are not one of the 6. You are the ground they stood on. And you are holding it. And the courage it takes to hold it is real. And it does not matter. Before this afternoon ends, the man you are fighting for will be on a horse. Riding into the hills. Away from everything. Remember that. You will need it. Level 8. The test of fire. Noon. Tokugawa stops waiting. He does something no one expects. He orders his guns turned uphill. Not at the enemy. Uphill. At the young commander sitting on Mount Matsuo in his silence. Not to kill him. To force him. A message written in smoke and iron. Choose now. There is no stillness left on that mountain. You hear the volley from the valley floor. Behind you. Above you. Guns firing in the wrong direction. It makes no sense and you cannot stop to think about it. Because the line in front of you still needs every second you have. But for one moment you look back and see smoke rising against the slope, aimed at your own side. You look back at the line. You do not understand yet what you just saw. You will. Level 9. The hand turns. The banners on Mount Matsuo move. Not toward the enemy. Toward you. 15,000 men pour down the slope. And they come for the blind general. Who has been facing that mountain with his ruined eyes since before dawn. He is ready. For one impossible hour Otani's small force holds the door. A dying man throwing his body against the mathematics of it. Again and again, knowing exactly how it ends. But one shift opens others. Down the line, more banners turn. A lord who shared your fire last night raises his spear at the man beside him. Then another. And another. The closing hand is closing now. You are inside it. You understand the shape of this morning now. Not the full thing. The shape. And the shape is enough to tell you the morning is over. It is too late to stand somewhere else. Level 10. The door. The blind man knows the minute it is finished. He cannot see the field. But he has felt it through the shift in sound. Through the way the noise changes when men stop fighting and start running. He knows to the minute when the math crosses the line of no return. He asks one thing of his retainer. Take my head. Take it now. Before they come. Hide it. Do not let them find my face. He will not give them the satisfaction of seeing the sickness he wore every day and never mentioned. Even his death, he keeps for himself. The retainer does as asked. Otani Yoshitsugu ends the day as he lived it. Quietly, clearly, facing the direction everyone else refused to look. He was the only man here who guessed the truth. The truth still killed him. That is the particular cruelty this morning reserved for the ones who see clearly. Level 11. What was underneath? Now you are allowed to know what was underneath this morning. 3 nights ago, while you slept in your armor, while the fog gathered in the valley, riders moved between the camps in the dark. Folded paper, wax seals, a province promised to this lord, a title to that one, a guarantee of safety, signed and delivered to a young man on a mountain, before the first gun was ever loaded. Not one lord, many. The shape of this morning was a design. Tokugawa did not win on this field. He won in rooms you never entered. Weeks before you arrived, the high ground, the perfect position, the closing hand, it was the container he chose for you. Built to look like a victory. Built to be a cage. Your side could be bought. And it was. Every mountain that watched, every banner that turned, every lord who went quiet at the wrong moment, they all had a price. And the patient man on the folding stool had counted every one of them. The way an old merchant counts a ledger. And he was satisfied with the total. You fought bravely this morning inside a result that was finished before you woke. The swords were theater. The battle was settled in ink. Level 12. The White Horse. By early afternoon the army dissolves. The man you swore to die for is gone. Ishida Mitsunari, the clerk with the abacus, has left the field. His banner is climbing into the hills. North. Away from everything. When the men in the valley see the empty place where their commander should be, they do not lose the battle. They stop fighting it. One is a collapse. The other is a calculation, made by 10,000 men in the same second, that the next few minutes do not require their particular deaths. 6 hours. 100 years of war. Decided between breakfast and the middle of the afternoon. By a patient man who won it in the dark 3 nights ago. You are moving with the route. Standing still is only a slower way to fall. Level 13. The mud. There is no glorious death here. The doomed are not given one. Maybe a spear finds you in the press. Maybe a stranger's blade, swung at no one in particular. Maybe you go down in the churned wet earth and the last thing you smell is rain and iron and the cold rice in your sleeve. From a breakfast you ate as a man who expected to be alive tonight. No one will carry your head to a shrine. No one will lay your sword on cloth and speak of honor. You were not a name today. You were a number, in a line, that held as long as it could. It held a long time. It was not enough, but it held a long time. Level 14. The persimmon. The man you followed does not get the mud. 3 days later they find Ishida Mitsunari hiding in the hills. Cold and thirsty. Buried in leaves. They march him to the execution ground in Kyoto. On the road, he asks for hot water. There is none. Someone offers him a persimmon. He refuses it. Asterisk. Kaki wa tan no doku da. Persimmons are bad for the phlegm. They laugh. You are about to lose your head. What does your health matter now? He answers in the flat voice of a man who has counted everything his whole life. A man with a great purpose guards his body until the last possible moment. Then they take it. The clerk who could not win a battle died more deliberately than any soldier who fought in it. He refused food on the road to his execution because it was bad for his throat. Because a man with a purpose does not stop being careful just because the purpose is lost. That is either the most foolish thing in this story, or the most dignified, possibly both. Level 15. The 250 years. The patient man on the folding stool has won everything. Within 3 years, Tokugawa Ieyasu is named shogun. His family holds this country for 250 years. The swords go quiet. The age of war ends in the valley where you are lying. Whole generations live in a peace purchased here. In this mud. By people whose names they will never know. That is what your death bought. No one asked you. No one will thank you. History did not turn this morning on courage. Courage was the one thing that did not decide this. The outcome was ink on folded paper. Carried in the dark. By men who weighed whole provinces the way a merchant weighs rice. That is how the world usually moves. Not by heroes. Not by the better cause. By arithmetic. Worked out by frightened men, in fog. 3 nights before anyone picks up a sword. The fog lifts. The field clears. The accounting is complete. You lived this once.